Skelly Cat, I see you've brought me 2 presents. Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen.
And the Velveteen Lounge Kitsch-en.
We're collaborating today to bring you this Nightmare Before Christmas themed cocktail party. Miss Velveteen over at the Velveteen Lounge Kitsch-en is shaking up a Pumpkin King cocktail fit for old knobbly knees himself, and I'm putting together these delightfully demonic Jack Skellington pastries. The links to the video, as well as the full recipe and instructions, can be found in the description box below. Let's get started. Skelly Cat assures me she's not getting into any of these ingredients. We're essentially making an Americanized spanakopita, so we've got to put our filling together first. I have 12 ounces of fresh spinach that I've cleaned, stemmed, blanched, and chopped. I've also got the zest of 1 lemon that I've chopped, along with 1 ounce of blue cheese and 1 ounce of cream cheese. I have 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, a tablespoon of sugar, a couple of pieces of chopped candied ginger, along with 4 to 5 cloves of fresh minced garlic. I've also got salt and pepper, and we'll need some fresh grated nutmeg. This is all going into a skillet on top of the stove, and it looks like I'm going to need to move my cauldron. So let's get over there and start cooking. I've got my 12-inch nonstick skillet on over medium heat. I've got about 2 tablespoons of canola oil in there. We're going to sweat down the garlic just until it becomes tender and fragrant. Then we can actually add the rest of the ingredients in and stir it until everything is heated through and all of the cheese is melted. These are really small pieces, so that was only about a minute. I'm going to add the spinach in last because it's easier to stir everything together. We're just going to let most of this liquid reduce. I've got my oven set to 375 degrees and I do have the convection oven on. Now when I turned the oven on, the spider ran off and I'm not entirely sure where it went. I have a couple of things that I haven't talked about yet. Because this is an Americanized spanakopita, we are not using phyllo dough, we're actually using just regular old pie crusts. I have 2 9-inch pie crusts, and one of them did break in half, but that's fine because we'll be cutting pieces out of here. We're also going to need an egg wash. This is just 1 whole egg with about a tablespoon of water. Now, the last thing we need to do is figure out how to shape these. I have a Jack Skellington set. Now, the way that mine came is just this piece by itself, along with the eyes and the nose, the mouthpiece that you press in, and then a couple of eyebrows. Now, I can't use the eyebrows, they're too small. Now what I like about this is I can actually create the back of the head and not have to worry about any eye shapes in there. Now I did find this online, you can't find them anywhere else. So if you can figure out how to order one that has the eyes separate from the mouth, I didn't know that, it was just how it came when it showed up and I was happy. That's what you're going to need. Otherwise, if you get one that's just a whole piece, you're going to have to lay this down and cut around the outside so that you have a solid back. Each one of these pie crusts makes 4 of these, so we're going to need 2, 1 for the bottoms and 1 for the tops. These will eventually go on a parchment cover lined baking sheet. To put our filling in here, we don't want to overfill these too much, but you can overfill them a little bit and still be okay. I'm probably going to put about 3 tablespoons of filling on each one of these. Now this probably is going to make enough for 6 or even 8 Jack Skellingtons. We just want to make sure we leave enough around the outside to seal these. I'm getting the tops cut out first, and depending on how you place his eyes, you can either make him look scary or you can make him look plaintive. I'm going to make him look scary. Okay, so let me turn these around for you. And these barely fit. Okay, so this is how he looks kind of scary. Or you can turn him like this and make him look a little more plaintive. Okay, we'll do his nose next. I recall the big side goes on your right. Okay, and then we just need to carefully press the mouth in. We don't want to go through the pie crust. These are his little eyebrow pieces. I wasn't even sure what these were when I first got them. If you had maybe a needle nose plier, you could probably do this. By hand, it's impossible. They just don't work. But again, you would just press this in. You don't want it to go through the pie crust. Okay, we need to carefully put these together. Now, I'm going to use just a little fork, a little appetizer fork, to crimp the edges. And now I'm just carefully brushing these with this egg wash. This will make this nice and glossy when this is in the oven. Our pastries are going in that preheated 375-degree oven for 20 minutes. I'd like to thank Miss Velveteen from the Velveteen Lounge Kitchen for inviting us to this delightfully devilish Halloween party. Let's give old Skellington a taste. Oh, he's even handheld. Spookily delicious.